people? And right now I have a different video for you guys. You can see by the title, it's not a reaction. It's a video basically just saying who I am. You know, I want you guys to know who you're subscribing to or who you've already subscribed to. And I just want you guys to understand why I opened up this channel and what this channel is really for and who I am really, you know, as a person. So I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to bore you with my whole life story. It's not going to be that one of those videos. I will, however, be doing a Q&A later on in the day, so if you do want any questions to be answered, make sure to have your questions after this video ready for that video. But without any further ado, let's get into it. My name is Mitchell, as you probably know by the channel's name. I'm 19 years old. I currently live in Philadelphia, PA. I was born and raised in beautiful Seattle, Washington. I lived in Israel for 5 years in between Seattle and Philadelphia. Since I was a child, I was absolutely fascinated by comic books. I love the storytelling. I love the art in them. And the first comic book I ever read was a kid's Batman book that my mom bought me when I was 4 years old. And from then on out, just the love never stopped. You know what I mean? I kind of got into more and more of the serious comic books as I grew up. And it's just a blast. It's been a blast. And I never stop reading them, and I never will. The comic books are part of me. You know, I love Star Wars. I was introduced into Star Wars right before Episode 2. My mom got me Episode 1 on DVD, and I was blown away as a child. And I couldn't wait to go see Episode 2, and then I got the original trilogy, saw it. I didn't know that Anakin was going to be Vader. You know, so I had that holy shit moment in Episode 6. And I was like, oh my god, Anakin? You know, just wanted to throw that in there. But love Star Wars, man. Star Wars was such an inspiration to me as a child, and it kind of molded me into the person I am today, or at least kind of took part in molding me into who I am today. And I love it, man. It's such a wonderful, wonderful thing. You know, every time you hear the score, man, you just can't help but bring that childhood out of you. You know, it's wonderful. It's something that will always be with me, just like comic books. You know, and another thing is pro wrestling. I am a huge pro wrestling addict. I love pro wrestling. I was introduced into pro wrestling in 2003, and I stopped watching it since? No, but I did not follow it week to week for a long time because I'm sorry, 3 hours of Monday Night Raw is pretty hard to watch. You know, if I do miss it, I catch up on WWE.com, or I watch This Week on the WWE, you know, to kind of catch up on all the main stuff. But I do watch all the pay-per-views. I love pro wrestling in general. I love the indie circuit. I love Ring of Honor, PWG, Chikara, and Dragon Gate USA, all that fun stuff, man. It's amazing. But the WWE, if you know what I'm talking about, is way too good to not come back to. All right, the PUH is way too good to not come back to, and let's be real here, people. We'll always come back to it. But continuing on, football. Football came into my life when I was 7 years old, and I played Pee Wee for 7 and 8 year old, and it was just such a fun blast, man. It changed the perspective of the physicality of the sport to me. You know, because when you watch football, you really don't get the understanding of how you can really, really hurt people and get away with it, you know. But more importantly, you learn the power of brotherhood. You learn the power of respect. And what's the power of respect? Never to disrespect, you know. And afterwards, I switched to mixed martial arts. Did mixed martial arts for about, I want to say, a good 6 years. Had a blast. You know, I focused on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and kickboxing, if you're wondering what exactly I focused on. Those were the two things that I really, really loved. And Thai boxing was also in there, and I really enjoyed that. After I turned 14, I switched back to football in high school, and I had the time of my life, man. Football was a savior to me in high school because I was always kind of a loner. You know, I did mixed martial arts, sure, but I was always kind of a loner, kind of a nerd. You know, I'm kind of I'm a dork. You know, like it was such a change of scenery for me. You know, because nobody could understand. I was such a monster on the field, and that's not me bragging. That's just who I am on the football field. And I was such a dork off of the football field. You know, like I would never hang with most of my football teammates off of the field. You know, I would always be one of them on the field, and they would fucking know that who's the man, but off the field, I was a dork. I was sitting down with my nerdy guys, you know, and it was a blast. And yes, I did play football in Israel. There's an actual big football league in Israel owned by Robert Kraft. If you don't know who that is, that's the owner of the New England Patriots. He owns the IFL, the Israel Football League. It has a high school league with 9 teams around Israel, and it has 12 adult teams, which is semi-pro football also. And you know, they have referees and everything. They're actually pretty decent. Of course, they do suck, but hey, which referees don't, right? Wink, wink, NFL. but it was such a blast, and the coaching staff were all Americans, former football players. Hell, our defensive coach and us assistant coach was a former, he was a huge college football player back in the 80s, and he didn't go to the NFL, he didn't get drafted, but he still learned so much that to get that information and just to let everything, I always picked his brain. We would always drive on the bus together from and back to practice, and it was such a great thing because I could pick his head and pick his brain in football and life in general, and I learned so much, and I'm so thankful for that opportunity that God gave to me, that I could be inspired by an individual who's gone through everything in his life, and to know what mistakes not to make because he already made them and he learned from them, and he taught me how to not, to not have those mistakes in my life. And he told me so much about the game of football, how to eat correctly and work out correctly, and it's just so much, and I love it. It was a part of me that will never die. Like, football is a part of me that will never die. Not just the love of the game, watching it, the game itself, I love it so much. It's something that nothing can stand close to. Like, I love comic books and Star Wars, and I love mixed martial arts, but football is just, it brings people together and it bonds you with brothers. Because, when you put on this, and I'm, talking about the jersey, that's the only brotherhood you ever be known to. The people to your left and to your right and behind you, those are your brothers, and you do everything for them. And that's how we were on the field and even off the field. Even though we didn't hang all together, because we all had different interests, we were still a team, and if any time we needed each other, we were there. But moving on, again, I don't want to bore you guys, this is just me kind of explaining who I am. The reason I opened up this channel, it's one simple reason. I want to make people laugh. I want people to smile, because I know how it is to feel down, to really not wanting to talk to anyone or to even just talk about anything, just feel down. And I want you guys, when you come over to this channel, I want you guys to be entertained. I want you guys to smile and to laugh. And what I mean by that is, I know I'm a fucking nerd, and I know my reactions, I jizz, okay? I can't handle sometimes the epicness that I'm witnessing. And I know that brings out the little kid in me and the nerd that I am. And it's funny, even I, rewatching my reaction, I'm like, man, you such a fucking nerd, Mitchell. And I know that can bring a smile to your guys' face, and that makes me happy. I've had multiple people email me, Twitter me, message me on Facebook that they were so down and they saw my videos and they laughed and they watched more of my videos and laughed more, and that warms my heart, because you guys are the reason this channel is here. There's no other reason. I don't get paid for this. I hope I get paid for this one day because I love doing this, but if I don't, that's okay too, because this is for you. And that brings me to my next point. People who thought my reactions are fake, from my Star Wars reaction or even my Civil War reaction. I don't know why people think my reaction is fake. Like, this is how I look at things. I get hyped a lot for my nerdy shit. I just do. That's who I am, as you know through this video. I don't watch trailers and then react to them. That defeats the purpose of a genuine reaction. I like for my reactions to be as genuine, as real, and as raw as possible. There's no other way to put it. If you think my reaction is fake, look at my face and tell me, if I can act that, motherfucker, give me an Oscar. If I can act that means when I'm down, when I'm sick, when I don't want to do reactions, I can just pop one in, right? No, it doesn't work that way with me. It's just not who I am. I want to bring my raw emotion to you guys. It's just how I operate. I don't think that you guys deserve anything but the best. And if you look at my other reactions, if I don't like something, I'll just be sitting there going, cool, nice. But if I really am into something, you'll know. You know what I mean? But people who think that reaction's fake, I feel sorry for you, because I wish it was fake. Mofo, I couldn't feel my legs for 20 minutes. I forgot how to breathe in the Civil War trailer. Look, Civil War is my favorite Marvel storyline of all fucking time, okay? Reading it in 2007 was just mind-boggling. And to see it, obviously it's nothing like the comic book, and I understand why, but still the idea and still the core of it is there, and it just looks so good. I digress, people. But yeah, this is just who I am, and kind of the reason I have this channel. And I just, I hope I didn't bore you guys for these 10 minutes that the video has been going on. I hope you guys got to know me a little bit better. There's going to be a Q&A video coming up, so if you have any more questions, get them ready to comment on that video. I can't wait to just to let you guys get to know me a lot better, and I thank you so much for subscribing for this channel. You guys have changed my life in so many ways that you have no idea. Like, you give me a reason to be like, man, there are people that I can put a smile on with my reactions, that enjoy my reactions and my videos. So thank you for that. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and peace out, guys. I love you.